Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, top of the morning, to another edition of Ringo TV Reactions. Back again with another video. We got breaking news. This one is really crazy, man. Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle, throats was slit by their son. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This one right here is a little different because this is family. And what this show is how we're living in a world, man, where evil is everywhere. And when your own family members resort to things like this, it's just disgusting. Rob Reiner pretty much is a legendary film director, actor, and producer, famous for iconic films like When Harry Met Sally, The Prince Bride, Stand By Me, and A Few Good Men, and for his Emmy-winning role as Michael Meathead Stivic on All in the Family. He was also a prominent political activist known for campaigning causes like early childhood education and LGBTQ rights, and recently died with his wife, Michele Reiner, in a suspected homicide. Now, what's crazy about this, man, is that the son is being held. He was arrested. The son is pretty much being held on $4 million bail. That's what's going on right now. It says the Los Angeles Police Department said it was investigating an apparent homicide at the home of Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle. Nick Reiner, 32, is being held in jail on $4 million bail, according to jail records. $4 million. Says their throats was slit. So the way this looked, it could have been that they were possibly asleep, and the son allegedly pretty much just went in there and just went to town, crashed out. And it's just crazy, man. And this is family. It's not a prowler. It's not some sort of weirdo. Family. And this is why I be making these videos where I talk about family and friends. And people think I'm crazy when I make these videos, when I say that you really gotta, sometimes just be alone and just stick to yourself and be about your own business, because it be your own family, man. Now, I don't know what's the motive, but I actually saw this story last night and wanted to talk about it right now. Let me read up a little bit more. So let's see what we got. Some more updates here. So it says, here's the latest. It says the son of the celebrated Hollywood director Rob Reiner and Michelle Singer Reiner has been arrested after the couple were found dead in their Los Angeles home, according to online jail records viewed on Monday. It says the couple were found stabbed to death on Sunday in an apparent homicide. So now it says stabbed to death, according to the police. Friends and family and two people were briefed on the case, but not authorized to speak publicly. The son, Nick Reiner, 32, was arrested on Sunday night and is being held in a jail in Los Angeles County on $4 million bail, according to county jail records. No information about criminal charges was immediately available. Rob Reiner, 78, was a popular sitcom actor before directing a slate of beloved films, including This Is Spinal Tap, When Harry Met Sally, and The Prince Bride. He went on to become a force in California and national Democratic politics, campaigning gay marriage and other causes. Ms. Reiner, 70, was a photographer and later a producer. Nick Reiner had spoken over the years about his struggles with drugs, drug abuse, and bouts of homelessness, beginning with his teenage years. He worked with his father on a movie, Being Charlie, and was loosely inspired by his early life. Police officials said on Sunday that officers had responded to a death investigation at the REINER's home in the upscale Brentwood neighborhood at about 3:40 p.m. local time and found 2 bodies. They said then that investigators were trying to get a search warrant for the home. So let me stop for a second, guys, so I could just talk a little bit. So it says that Nick REINER had spoken over the years about his struggles with drug abuse and bouts with homelessness. Now, it's kind of crazy because when you think about it, homelessness, now these are successful people, but the son struggled with homelessness and drug abuse. And it's just, it's crazy, guys, how you can have family members that are struggling and yet they don't get the help they need from their family members. You know, now a lot of times people will focus on why the son did this, or, well, should I say allegedly did this, because the story's still developing. At the same time, when you're dealing with someone that is struggling with drugs, and I don't know if he still did drugs or whatever the case is, but he spoke about this. It's a situation where when you're on drugs, it can make you do things that you're not even thinking. And this is why, excuse me, when we talk about these topics, I don't focus on, I guess, making a mockery of people that are on drugs, because my mother was on drugs. My mother was on crack cocaine from when I was age 6 to about 13. And those type of struggles are serious. It's not a game. You know, if you're not on drugs, if you never been through these things, you would never understand. If you didn't live around people that deal with these things, it's a nightmare. You understand? Because they will resort to doing things and they be out of their mind. You know, my mother eventually got free. She got cleaned up, got her life right. But there was times when, you know, she wouldn't be home. We wouldn't have food on the table. She would sell things in the home. Take our Nintendo, take our video games, the toaster, the whatever we had, and go sell it to somebody. And when you think about this situation, when you think about the REINERs, you would think that they would try to get the son the help that they need. But some people, they just don't see it that way. They see it like you need to just get off drugs and you need to just get your life together, and they just let you fend for yourself. And sometimes when it comes to family, man, we get treated the worst. And I'm not defending the guy who took these people out, took out his folks. My point is to try to make you understand the mindset of someone who is struggling with drugs. These people will kill you to get drugs. They would take you out. And when you have a son that would crash out and allegedly take out his own folks, it's mind-boggling, you know, because when you stab somebody to death, that's personal, man. We're not talking about you just getting a gun and just pow pow, but to stab somebody is anger. That's deep anger. That's someone who just don't care anymore. They don't care what's happening, and they just willing to just, you know, do whatever they got to do to take them out. And I try to make people understand how these people are dealing with, you know, their mental health. I mean, when we think about mental health issues combined with drug use, combined with poverty, combined with lack, homelessness, I mean, you just lose it. You just lose your mind. And, you know, a lot of times we wouldn't do that. And you don't know what you would do when you're in situations where your mental health is gone. You're hopeless. You're at the bottom. You got family that got money and they don't even support you. You can't reach out to nobody. You can't do nothing for nobody. And ain't no telling what the conversation was like before all of this happened. He could have been high. He could have been reaching out to them for something, and he just lost his mind. And now these two folks are dead. And he's being held on $4 million bail. I don't even know why it's bail for, because who's going to bail him out? You know? Who's going to bail him out? And shout out to everybody joining in on the stream. Be sure to hit the like button, guys. We have to support these shows, man. Like, seriously, we have to support these shows. When I go live, guys, you guys have to light up the like button. Participate in the shows, man. You know, these are dark times right now. Very, very rough times. A lot of people are losing their minds right now. A lot of people are going through a lot of things. And when you don't even have family to support you, when you don't have nobody that cares about you, it becomes a very dark place. You understand? Dark place. The last place you would think that you would have issues with is family. And a lot of times families disown people or reject people. Everybody would love to have a loving family, you know, but can you call your family when you're down and out? Could you reach out to them? Could you get a place to stay? Would they help you if you really need it? Nobody would help you. Nobody cares. And this is why we get situations like this. And it normally happens around these times. Around these holiday times is when people start really crashing out. Because they got a lot on their mind, man. Yeah, he was a legendary icon. You know, from back in the 80s, man. Those of you that was back then, you know about All in the Family. You should know about that show. Right? But man, like, this is wild, man. Absolutely wild. When family are taking out family, and you can't trust nobody. This really makes you think about, can you trust people? Can you really trust family? Are your family plotting to take you out? Like, what's really going on? And see, this is why as people, man, stop looking down on people, man. Like, stop doing that stuff. A lot of times, because you're not on drugs, because you don't got no vices or struggles, and you don't got no issues, you look down on people, and you look up. It's like you think, oh, well, I'm better than everybody, and, you know, to hell with them. And you don't understand the demons that them people are battling, man. They listen, I'm not making excuses for him. At the same time, I think that if you're a family and you're well off and you got the resources, man, and I understand sometimes when people are addicts, they think they don't need help. They think they don't need the you know, to go into a program. They're in denial. And sometimes we get frustrated and be like, you know what, I'm done with that person. And then stuff like this happens. You know? Do you know how many people out there that are well off? They got money, resources, power. And they just reject their whole family and let them die. Your family could be down, struggling, broken. And you just look at them and laugh, thinking everything good because you figure, I live in my nice neighborhood. I live in my nice house. And then when they come to your house and take you out, you start to realize how life really is. All the stuff you got, all the money, all the possessions, all the things that you got right now that you're on your high horse don't mean nothing when you're dead. It can't save you. You understand? So, is it worth it? Is it really worth it, man? Like, how did he get into the house? Obviously, there was some sort of argument. Something had to happen. Because some sources say their throats were slit. This particular article says they were stabbed to death. So it's getting really crazy, man. You know? But let me continue reading a little bit more. It says Nick REINER had spoken over the years about his struggles with drug abuse and bouts with homelessness. Now, I don't know if he was currently homeless. I don't know that man. But he talked about it. How could you be homeless if your family have wealth? Like how? I don't understand that, man. I just don't understand how you could be a person that is well off and your family is struggling. I don't understand that mess, man. Yo, some of us can be real evil, man. Real evil and sick. Now, you might not even talk with your family, but dag, man. It's crazy. So, struggle with drug abuse, bouts with homelessness, beginning with his teenage years. So from his teenage years, that's when he was on drugs. They said, that he's about 32 years old. So when you think about that, 32 years old, struggle with drugs from teenage years, that's a long time. Listen, if he's still on drugs or struggle with drugs at 32, there's no hope. There was no hope for him. He was going to eventually just crash out and die or do something bad. It's either he's going to get killed or he's going to kill somebody. And a lot of times when you're on drugs, you'll kill your family members. I knew this guy back in the day. I think I told you guys this story. We grew up around the same time. He was a real cool dude. I wouldn't say he was my best friend, but in the neighborhood, we knew each other very, very well. And it was like we were best friends, even though we weren't best friends. It's kind of weird relationship, but we were really cool dude. His younger brother had struggles. He started off smoking weed, and I always knew that he wasn't wrapped too tight. That's the best way I can say it. Those of you that know what that mean, you know what I mean. He wasn't wrapped too tight. And I used to always tell the guys, hey, stop joking around with dude, man. He's not wrapped too tight. Meaning he might flip out, he might do something to you. And I would talk to his folks, and his brother, me and him was cool, like I said. And the dude ended up trying other sort of drugs, and his mind was gone. And then I eventually moved out of the neighborhood, did my own thing, started a family, moved on, lost connection with his elder brother. And I'm looking at the news. He ended up killing his sister in the house. He ended up killing his sister, beat her to death with some sort of wooden object, beat her to death in the house. And I couldn't believe it. But then again, I knew he wasn't wrapped too tight. He was struggling with some sort of mental illness. He had some sort of issues from when he was a teenager all the way into adulthood. And he ended up killing his sister, beat her to death over something petty. And then his elder brother, the very dude that I said I was cool with, I can recall going to my grandma's house when she was alive, and to visit my cousin. And I was like, yo, where's so-and-so at? And he was like, yo, he dead, man. I was like, what? Yeah, man, he got on drugs. I'm talking about this dude was cool, man. He ain't smoke. He ain't smoke cigarettes. He ain't smoke weed. He ain't do nothing, bro. But for some reason, as we became men, and had kids and all of the other stuff and started families, he ended up getting on drugs, man. And they found him in a, like if you're from New York, you know that these stores, they have like the, like all of their supplies, sodas and everything in the basement. That's where they get all their deliveries and store everything. He was found in one of those areas, like he OD'd on drugs. So this stuff is real, man. That's why I don't make jokes. I know a lot of times you folks, man, y'all be saying things out of sight of y'all lips, and y'all don't understand that when people are on drugs combined with mental health issues and they're not wrapped too tight, dude, that's a disaster waiting to happen. Because they'll kill their own kids. They'll sell their kids, anything for a fix. So I want you to keep that in mind. When you understand that somebody struggled with drugs, that is not something you joke about. It's one thing if you have a dude that just went out there and crashed out, but when you are on drugs and you're high and you're just gone, you're mentally gone, guys. Demons take over you. Before you know it, you're killing and drowning kids. Ain't no telling what people do. You know? This is serious business, man. And then you're going to have people that's going to be talking a bunch of weird stuff like, oh, you know, this is a blood sacrifice and all this other goofy stuff. No, this is not. Has nothing to do with no sacrifices and this and that, blood this. When a man is in prison or in jail on a $4 million bail, that's not no blood sacrifice. His parents is dead. He's in jail. Nobody benefits. And that's what happens. But people will do anything to sensationalize a story in order to get a click. You understand? People that are on drugs are forgotten. They're the castaway. Those are the folks we shun. And again, I'm not defending this guy. I want you, the viewer, to understand these things because I'm sure in your family somewhere, there's somebody that struggled with drugs. Somebody that is possibly homeless. Would you like to trade places with them? Would you like to be homeless for a week? I don't think you can handle it. I don't think you can handle being homeless for a week. You'll lose your mind. It'll make you do things you ain't plan on doing to nobody. You know? So think about that. Don't be too quick to rush to judgment. Don't be too quick to look down on people because you're a little up. You know? Be considerate, man. Because now the REINERs are dead. You understand? They're dead and everybody's talking about it. And guess what? All their materials, all their wealth, everything is sitting behind and nobody gets nothing. And it most likely was over money. Always. It's always over money. Always over money, man. Because a lot of times family don't help. Family just don't support you no more. You know? They just don't care. Let me look up some information here. Let's see. It says the American actor, director, writer, and producer had an estimated net worth of around $200 million, according to Celebrity Net Worth. REINER built his wealth through decades of success in Hollywood, supported by smart business decisions. Well, one of those decisions, guys, and you know, again, I'm not trying to offend anyone in his family. At the same time, I got to say what is necessary. One of those business decisions that he didn't do was making sure that the son got the help that he need. Sometimes, guys, you have to know when something is a ticking time bomb and take care of it before it happened. Sometimes you got to look at your kids and know this might be the bad child. This is the child that is going to crash out. So let me make sure I invest the necessary resources and help into this child to make sure that they good. You understand? That was a business decision he failed to focus on. A lot of times in families, you get rejected. Some of you that are viewing, you were rejected by your family. When you struggled, you were down and out and they rejected you and they cast you out. And you suffered like never before, and you grew a hatred for your family because they resented you and they looked down on you. And you're in a dark place alone. I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like when you got no one to call. I know what it feels like when your back is against the wall. And that's most likely how the son felt. And he did something that he's going to have to live with for the rest of his life. He's going to have to live with that. Right? So now it goes on and it says that, Nick REINER had struggled over the years. He talked about his struggles with drug abuse and bouts with homelessness beginning with his teenage years. He worked with his father on a movie, Being Charlie, and was loosely inspired by his early life. Police officials said on Sunday that officers had responded to a death investigation at the REINER's home in the upscale Brentwood neighborhood. The upscale Brentwood neighborhood. See, a lot of times when you're in the upscale neighborhood, you don't think that things like this can happen. You figure everything is good, I'm safe. No, you're not safe. So the upscale neighborhood at about 3:40 p.m., right? Around 3:40 p.m. local time, and found 2 bodies. They said then that investigators were trying to get a search warrant for the home. Okay, so it says, here's what else to know. Reiner worked a Hollywood career as an actor and director, spanned decades, including an 8-year run on All in the Family, a 70s sitcom. More recently, Mr. Reiner had cameos in television shows like New Girl and The Bear. The actor seen Stan speaking on behalf of SAG-AFTRA, called Mr. Reiner one of the most significant figures in the industry of film and television. It's interesting how a lot of these folks that are in Hollywood end up like this. It's interesting, how these things happen. It's like they never really live out their life. They end up dead somewhere. Michelle Singer Reiner, a photographer and later a producer. Miss Reiner's, I guess she altered the course of movie history when Mr. Reiner spotted her on the New York set of the romantic comedy When Harry Met Sally. The pair later married, and their real-life love story influenced him to change the ending of his most famous movie. They had 4 children: Jake, Nick, Rami, and Tracy. Democrats mourn. Okay, Democratic leaders, including former President Barack Obama, Governor Gavin Newsom of California, and Mayor Karen Bass of Los Angeles, said they were heartbroken by the loss of Mr. Reiner and his wife. Mr. Reiner will be remembered not only for his films and television, but also for his extraordinary contributions to humanity. Mr. Newsom said. Brentwood's identity. The Brentwood neighborhood has long felt like more of a small town until itself than a part of the sprawl of Los Angeles. Its natural beauty and luxurious amenities make the area popular among movie stars, politicians, and executives. And see, what this shows is it doesn't matter where you live, death can come. Doesn't matter where you live. Death can show up and things can happen. You understand? So I have a photo, Nick Reiner at an event in New York. Let me get this photo on the screen. See if I could get this so we can kind of get an image of who Nick is. Right? Let me see. Where is my... And again, if you're new in the stream, guys, be sure to hit the like button. Make sure you support the show. Okay, so this is supposedly Nick right here. So there was some sort of event where he spoke on these particular issues. I might have to look him up, find out what's going on to see if he still struggled. Because again, some people get free from drugs and some people don't. Some people move on to get into more heavy drugs. There's all different types of drugs. It's not just crack. There's all different types. So Reiner talked openly about his struggles. Let me see what we got here. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the son. So it says Nick Reiner, 32, the son of Hollywood director Rod Reiner and Michelle Singer Reiner, who was arrested late Sunday after his parents were found dead at their California home had spoken over the years about his struggles with drug abuse and bouts with homelessness. Quote, "When I was out there, I could have died," he told People magazine in 2016, speaking about his homelessness. Quote, "It's all luck. You roll the dice and you hope you make it." It goes on and it says, Rob and Nick Reiner also worked together on movie Being Charlie. They was loosely inspired by his son's early life. Rob Reiner directed and Nick Reiner wrote the screenplay alongside Matt Elsenfund, whom he met in rehab. So he went to rehab. So it looked like he went to rehab. So now the question now is, did he had any relapses? Did he fall back in drugs? Like, what happened? You know, the movie's release signal a victory lap of sorts for Nick Reiner, who had been in and out of rehab and experienced homelessness since around age 15. On Monday, he was being held in a jail in Los Angeles County on $4 million bail. No information about any criminal charges were immediately available. So he's being held. I guess they holding him as a suspect. It goes on and says, Being Charlie follows the entitled drug-addicted son of a high-profile actor turned political candidate in California. So basically, Being Charlie follows the entitled drug-addicted son on a high-profile actor. So I guess that's what it was about. Although it was not, let me see, autobiographical. Rob Reiner said the experience did a great deal to strengthen his relationship with his son. So I guess the father is telling the world that due to the struggles of his son, it kind of brought them together, I guess, in that sense. That's why I told you that when you have family members that are on these vices and they deal with these issues, it's not something you play with. It's easy to cut people off. It's easy to look down on people. I hate that, man. I hate when people do stuff like that. That's why I get angry, because I lived in a home with a mother that struggled with drugs. And she was a great mom, great mom. It's just that when she was on the drugs, she was a different person. And we had to live with her fighting her demons. And it was a nightmare at times. And when she was free, she was the best person on earth. And when she was on drugs, she was a different person. And it's like, you don't know when she's going to be that other person that you don't like, but you love her enough to want to see her do well. And a lot of times family give up on you and they just cast you away. And it could have been a situation where he fell back into drugs, man. What would make you murder your parents? What would make you do that? Insurance policies? What would make you do that? So you could be the beneficiary? Like, what happened? Because you know the son most likely would have been a beneficiary. The father net worth is $200 million. People will do anything for money, guys. People will sell their soul and their kids and everybody for money. You know, that's just how it is, man. That's why I always tell you, keep your circle small. Keep your circle completely small. If you are a person that got issues with your family or whatever the case is, then if being by yourself is the way to go, then be by yourself, man, until you're able to figure it out, man. Because like right now, man, you can't trust nobody, man. A lot of us be wanting to talk to people and open up and share things, and it's like you can't even talk to nobody now because people are quick to go out there and start to talk about you and share all your business, and then people start looking down on you. And you know, everybody's waiting for you for you to fall. That's what everybody's waiting for. They can't wait. They can't wait to hear the news that you've fallen. You know, they want you to fall on hard times. They want you to die. I still can't believe that Nick said that he struggled with homelessness. I'm like, how? That sounds to me like the parents disowned him at a time when he really needed them. And that can mess people up, man. You know, it's just crazy, man. And you know, Everybody got struggles. Everybody got issues, man. And we don't know about them because we're trained. Listen, guys, we're all trained to act like we're good. We're all trained to just be like, yeah, I'm happy every day. When you're not. You're not. You're going through things. You got things that you're fighting, things that you're dealing with, whether it's drugs, whether it's alcohol abuse, whether it's loneliness, whether it's financial issues, whatever the issue is, you're going through something. And it's a dark world. And if you feel alone when you can't reach no one and you got no one to talk to, you understand? And yet you got family members and they all looking down on you. Just think about how many of you that are viewing right now, your whole family rejected you. You can't even talk to them. You can't even call nobody. If you're down right now, you can't call nobody. You're on your own. Where's family, man? Where is the family support? There's none. They're busy waiting for you to fall, man. So, as the story develops, we're going to learn more to find out what's going to be the verdict on this particular case. I'm going to look more into this, bring you back more information on this issue because, like I said, we know that Nick is in jail right now on $4 million bail. We're not saying that he's innocent. We're not here to defend him. I just want the viewer to be a little more understanding about what's going on. And it doesn't make any sense how people are literally not considered. I mean, just look at the comments, guys. Just look at the comments and realize what's going on here. Somebody said, yeah, you upholding this guy taking his parents' lives. See, that's a person that don't understand anything about life. Nobody's upholding nobody. Why you have such a negative spirit? Why you're not paying attention? If you're out, then be out. Don't ever come back. Because that's the problem with the world we live in. It's people like you. People like you that are, you have selective hearing. You hear what you want to hear. At no point did I ever defend this guy. I grew up in a household with people on drugs, and I'm trying to make people understand the mindset. It's like we want to understand why people kill. Do you know the answer to that? Why do people kill people? Do you know that answer? Sir, ma'am, could you answer the question, why do people kill people? Why would a son kill his parents? Why did Cain kill Abel? Why? What would make you do that? See, you're not trying to know why. You don't care. You just want to be emotional and have someone to blame, but you don't even know what happened. You don't know what caused it. You don't know. You don't know what the parents did. You don't know what the parents said. Listen, his folks could have went to Nick and said, you ain't nothing, and you will never be nothing. And you just keep depending on us. Yes, we got money and we're not giving you nothing. You don't know the hurtful things that may have been said. And see, it's people like you, Jeezy. It's people like you that make America the worst place to live, man. Because you come on these live streams and you're just negative. I am tired of you negative people, man. Just have a negative energy with you. And you're most likely a miserable person who don't have no love in your heart and no family, nothing. Because you don't want to understand anything. You're just a selfish individual. No one is here to defend no one. This is a story. And I'm trying to make people understand something, but you're such a hateful person. You're most likely a kind of person that have people like that in your family, and you rejected them. And because of me talking about this, you feel convicted. You feel convicted because I'm talking about something that is affecting you, because you most likely rejected someone in your family just like that. And I'm talking to you. You're most likely the very same individual that have laughed at people that are on drugs, and you mock them. And you look down on them because you think you're better than them, but you're not. None of you are better than the next man. You can all fall on hard times. You can all fall into different vices. You can all fall into all sorts of things. You could become an alcoholic tomorrow. You fall on hard times, you start drinking, you end up becoming an alcoholic. You ain't plan on doing that. You ain't want to grow up and be an alcoholic. You just fell on damn hard times. You understand? But this is what I mean, ladies and gentlemen. When I try to do these topics, and I'm speaking on real issues and I'm breaking things down, you have people that their mind is already set on you hating somebody. You know? The guy is being held in jail on $4 million bail. You know? I don't see no video of him killing nobody. I don't see anything. But he's being held as the guy who did it. So at the end of the day, we got to wait and see. We got to wait and see what happens. You know? So it's like, did he do it? You know what I mean? So it's like, there's so many pieces. And see, this is why when you do these type of stories, guys, you got to be careful. All I'm doing is reading what the headlines say. That's it. It's all I'm reading is the headlines. I'm not here to condemn the guy that's in custody. You know, we have to know he did it. Right now, he's being held. He was arrested. He seemed to be the one that was there. They're looking at him. It is what it is. You know? It could have been somebody else that did it. We don't know. But if he stabbed the person to death, all of that information will come out. Knives, weapons, fingerprints, all of that type of stuff. It's going to all come out. But don't come over here badgering me and being rude and obnoxious, talking about nasty work here. I'm out. Be out. Because you have demons in you. It's people like you I try to avoid, man. You just have a negative, dark energy. I'm trying my best to stay away from negative people, man. I cannot stand negative, dark people. Because you have no value to yourself. And I know you're the kind of person that look down on other people. I know you're the kind of person that laugh at people that are on drugs, homeless people. You look down on them, and you're going to have your day. You're going to have your time for all the laughing and mocking of other people. You don't know other people's struggles. There are people out here that are really dealing with mental health issues. Really, and they're not getting the help they need. They're not. Some of you are dealing with mental health issues and you're in denial about it. You're in denial. You act as if though you don't got no problems. You know, you have people that are struggling with anxiety, depression, all sorts of issues. All sorts of issues, man. Every last one of us got some sort of thing that we're trying to overcome, deal with, get through. And some of us, everything is good. And then tomorrow it could be bad. All I'm saying is be considerate, man. And stop looking down on people, man. Stop waiting for everybody to fall. I got a lot of people like that watch me and they want me to die. They want me to fall. They can't wait just so they can laugh and mock. I got all kinds of videos I got to talk about in terms of people, the church. Like with the way the world is going, guys, and again, I'm going to talk about these heavy topics in videos, man, on how things are going in the world, man. It's like with the church and how it seems as if though more Bible believers are more hateful than the unbelievers. And it kind of makes you, it can make you lose your faith in God, man. Because it's like the people that supposed to be God-fearing, the people that supposed to be the ones who claim they read the Bible, they're the most hateful people. They're the most evil, vile, wicked, judgmental devils, man. And it literally will make you lose your faith in God. Do you know how many people lost their faith in God? Do you know how many people turn from God because of people that claim they follow God? And when you deal with all of that hatred, you're like, I must be in the wrong thing. I got to be in the wrong. This cannot be real. You know how many people I know that was once in the church, once Bible believers, and I'm like, bro, what happened to you? Nah, man, I don't believe in none of that stuff no more, bro. I'm just kind of living my life. I'm like, what? You don't believe in God? They're like, it's not that I don't believe in God. Like, I believe in God. Like, I know there's a God. I just don't believe in that Bible. I don't believe in none of that stuff. I think it's all a joke, bro. Like, and they talk, and these are people I know, bro. These are people that I know. And they tell me stuff like this. And I'm like, but you used to be in the word and you used to be quoting scriptures. And they're like, I don't do that no more. I know there's a God. I know that he's out there. I just don't believe that that book or any of that stuff is real. I believe that it's all BS, man. I believe that, God knows me. He knows my life. He know I'm not out there doing nothing wrong. I just believe that stuff is designed to control people and turn people crazy. And, I couldn't even argue with the dude because he was telling me how it seems like everybody that followed the Bible is evil. And it just really got my attention. And I experienced this from people, guys. Literally, everybody that hate me is a Bible believer. Do you know that? Everybody that hates me is a Bible believer. That's crazy, right? All the people that talk about me are Bible believers. So now imagine what the son of the REINERs dealt with. We don't know. So we got to be considerate about what they deal with. Just because people have rich families doesn't mean they don't got problems, guys. People can have families that are well off and the children are suffering, broke, poor, And this man was in his 70s, late 70s, and stabbed to death. That's personal. Anytime somebody stab you to death, that is personal. And it's crazy, man. I know a lot of people that are atheists. That's why I don't listen. Let me tell you something, man. I had battles with atheists back in the days when I was in the Christian church, and I used to go battle them online. And it was just draining because it's like they would ask you questions and you couldn't answer the questions. You would try to answer the questions. They would hit you with another question. And the question was so good. It's like, man, I can't even answer his question. Because they would battle you and be like, well, don't quote a scripture. Just talk to me. Don't quote nothing. Just talk to me man to man. And let's just have the conversation. And when you do that and you don't even focus on the Bible and just talk, I guarantee you, you may find yourself losing the argument. You know what I mean? And I ain't saying don't believe in the Bible. What I'm saying is, man, the people that claim they follow in the Bible, that's following God, man, based on my experiences, are the most evil people on the planet, man. They have no love in their heart, overly judgmental. They look down on you. They wouldn't give you the shirt off their back if you need it. If you were on fire, they wouldn't piss on you. But you'll get more love and more support from people that don't follow God, that don't follow the Bible. You'll get more support from people that are from other religious beliefs. And I see these things all the time, man, and it just makes me update my belief on what I'm doing. And why I am what I am is because I see different things and experience different things with people that make me question a lot of stuff. And when I tell you this, guys, I am very serious, man. The most hateful people I have ever dealt with are Bible believers, man. And it's a shame to have to say that. I have never really experienced any love from Bible believers in all my days, guys. It seems like they are the ones that do all the attacking, the fighting, the hating. They quote scriptures to condemn you. They twist the Bible to win an argument. It's just disgusting. And this is why when I used to argue with atheists, they felt the way they felt. Because they couldn't have a conversation with you. So, again, when we're looking at this story, guys, I'm not here defending Nick. If he murdered his parents, he's going to get dealt with. What I'm trying to make you understand is why he did it. Drugs. You understand? And again, I don't know if he's still on drugs, but something happened. When you stab your parents to death, that's personal. You didn't use a gun. You used a knife or some sort of object to take them down. Each stab, listen, when you stab a person, each stab is your anger. Each stab is for the amount of things they did to you. So when someone stabs someone to death, it's personal. They always tell you, look it up. When people stab people to death, it's personal. It is personal. Something happened in that house that made the son lose his mind and crash out. You understand? Something made him crash out. And no matter how much money the parents had, it wasn't going to save them. It wasn't going to save them. Shout out to Jay Wash, 183 for the support. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. Says, salute Ringo. What's going on, bro? Stay blessed and prayed up. Always be thankful. Somebody rear-ended my car yesterday, bro. God is definitely real for sure. Be safe out here, people. No injuries. I'm okay. Well, glad to hear you're okay. You know what I mean? Because that can when you get rear-ended in a crash, it can happen unexpected and you can get injured badly. So good that you're okay. Those are the type of things that I always try to avoid, because a lot of people, man, they just distracted when they driving and they're not paying attention. You know, some people be tailgating you. They be driving behind you and you're like, look, listen, guys, when you have people tailgating you, get out of the way. Pull over to the side and let them pass. Anytime you feel that somebody just riding your bumper on the road, just pull over and let them pass and then proceed. Because I'm telling you, that person that's driving is a demon. You understand? That person is a nut job and they're trying to get you caught up, either make you crash into you, something. So just politely pull to the side, sit for about a few seconds and let them go about their way, then you proceed. But don't get into the rat race of, you know, you speeding and then just get out of the way. That's a demon. Right? So let me get back to this situation here. So if you're joining in on the show, guys, be sure to hit the like button. We have about 247 people in the building. Again, guys, you know, prominent director, guys, Rob Reiner's pretty much, and his wife, Michelle, were stabbed to death, allegedly by their son. I say allegedly just for, you know, social media purposes, but their son, Nick REINER, 32, is being held in jail right now on a $4 million bail. So, you know, he's going to be in a lot of hot water right now. You know. Oh, you said that's what you do? Yeah, you got to do that. You got to definitely do that. And some people will crash into you and keep going. So, you know, they don't want you to get, you know, their info and all that other stuff. They just keep going. So let me see what we got. So let's see. So Rob Reiner said the experience did a great deal to strengthen his relationship with his son. But I don't think the relationship was strengthened, guys. The relationship was not strengthened. Because he thought by him doing that film, being Charlie, and understanding the struggles of Nick, that it would strengthen the relationship with his son. But no. It's not true, man. It didn't strengthen the relationship because the son killed him. You know? And it's just crazy. Absolutely crazy, man. Notice the troll that's in the live chat. Those are demons, people. Notice that. Now you have to think about it. What made your fingers and your hands type and do that? Was it God or was it Satan? Think about that. What makes people do these things? Those are the kind of people that don't belong in the earth. Those are demons, guys. Hate. Pure hate. Those kind of people are miserable. No love in their heart. Just pure evil. That's why I just let it sit so that you can see it and understand it and see what I have to deal with when it comes to being on social media. You have people that are just extremely hateful. That's how they are. Devils, demons. And they don't have nothing else to do. What is your purpose? What is the purpose of all that? You see? Makes no sense at all, man. But that's the kind of hate that I deal with on a daily basis. They don't work. They don't do anything. They just express hate. So for the record, guys, this is just another tragic story of how family deal with various issues. And it doesn't matter how much money you got, man. Things can happen. And be very careful of people calling these things blood sacrifices. Stop listening to that garbage, people, please. Stop listening to stories where people are telling you, oh, such and such was blood sacrifice, such and such. Stop. Stop listening to sensationalized stories. You understand? There's no blood sacrifices and all this other goofy stuff. Because it seems like anybody that's in Hollywood or anybody that's in the industry, people on social media just try to tie everything into some blood sacrifice. Like anybody that dies is a blood sacrifice. Anything that happened is a blood sacrifice. No, those are lies. The news didn't say it's a blood sacrifice. People are just saying whatever they gotta say to get a click and a view. That's why when I break down the stories, I add value to the stories. When other people talk about these issues, they add no value. None. They just sensationalize a story to keep you tuned in. I try to speak sense so that people can understand. That's why when I talked about the son being or having drug addiction issues, it's not to defend him. It's to make the viewer understand the mindset of someone who is on drugs and what they could do to you. If your mom is on drugs, there's a possibility she could kill you. Because when she's looking at you, she don't see you. She sees someone else. You start hallucinating. You start seeing demons. There's people that's on drugs, they end up killing themselves because they see bugs on their skin and they get scared and they start cutting their flesh. Weird stuff happens to people, man. They throw themselves off a roof. And it's not that they threw themselves off the roof because they wanted to. They saw a door and they just walked through the door. Some of y'all may not understand what I'm saying. When you see all of these people dying, falling off buildings and all sorts of weird stuff, they're high, they're on something. And in their mind, they see a door, they see a walk path or something to climb, and they climb up and they step over. They don't realize they're jumping off a roof. They can't see what they did. They don't even know. And then when we look at it as, oh, they killed themselves or they committed the S word. You know what that it rhymes with homicide, right? You can't say that word on social media because YouTube is finicky about that. But this is what happens, man. You know? This is what happens. And it's just crazy how we hear these stories and we don't learn from them. So we're not here to defend killers or anything. This is a tragic story. At the same time, I want viewers to understand when someone is struggling on drugs and you have family that reject them, we don't know what them folks said. Like we could talk about the REINERs and say, wow, these are icons and they're this and they're that. We don't know what the family structure is like. We don't know their relationship with their son. We don't know what kind of conversations they had. Something was said that sent the son allegedly over the edge. And I have a feeling it had to do with money. He probably wanted something and they rejected him and he was struggling, you know. And again, maybe the son got money. I don't know. Let me kind of look up, see what we find. I don't know. Let me kind of look up and see, you know, do the son have money? Because it may not even be about money, you know. Let me see. Where are we at? Rob Reiner's net worth reveals who will inherit his estate after his son was arrested. Oh, so there's a lot more. I got to cover a lot of stuff, but I'm trying to find out what is the son's. It's like it's no real information. There's no real information online about the son in terms of what he have. Yeah, there's nothing there. It's like nothing come up for the son. But it got some information on, I guess, who's going to inherit the wealth. Let me see. We didn't bond a lot. Nick Reiner's son of Rob. Oh, so he's basically telling them that they didn't bond a lot. Let me look at this story here. Let me see. I'm kind of looking at updates and things while we live. Quote, we didn't bond a lot. Nick Reiner's son of Rob and Michele Reiner under suspicion after the couple's death once opened up about homelessness and the equation with parents. So it looks like he wasn't connected to his parents, you know? And it be like that, guys. Let me look at this photo here. This photo is very telling. Let me put this on the screen. This look interesting. I could see something ain't right. This is wild. Let me see. Nick Reiner's son. Wow. I want to see if you guys can see what I see. Let me get this on the screen. Give me a minute. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Hit the like button, guys. Support the show. Hit the Cash App. Super Chat. If you want me to read your comments, I have a Super Chat on the screen. I'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so let me look at this. Let me see. Now, it's kind of hard to know who's who here, but this looked kind of interesting. So on the far left of the screen, this image here is Nick. Now, if you look at this photo, that would be Nick on the far right in that image, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. That looked like Nick on the far right. What say the people? Because it said that they had 4 kids or whatever the case is. Because everybody else is smiling. Everybody else is looking at the camera. Everybody else is, but it looked like the guy that's on the far right, that looks like Nick. You said that is him, right? The person who keeps saying shut up is a demon. Guys, I keep telling you, we live in a world. Now think about this, guys. If I'm online doing content and I'm just minding my business and a person just keep coming in and signing up under different accounts saying shut up and just keep going crazy, that's how it be when you're in the street. When you're out and about and you are literally just doing your thing, shopping, and you're talking or you're just interacting with your family, there be people that are around you that are weird, just like that. And in their mind, they're saying stuff like that, but they would never tell you to your face. That's why I try my best to avoid human beings, because they're evil. Their people are sick. They're mentally disturbed. You have to be mentally disturbed, guys, to be in a live chat and just keep posting shut up all day. You're crazy. Because if you want somebody to shut up, stop watching them. So obviously you're crazy. You're a crazy person. Those are demons, guys. Those are people that are sick and they're looking for attention. It's just a sick world we live in. You know? Those type of folks is just, they're lunatics. And you're wondering why we got people that crash out and do these type of crazy things. And see, that person, they know what they're doing because they're typing. They're typing. So that's a person that just want attention. They're unhappy, they're miserable, lonely, depressed, and they want you to feel their pain. And this is why I keep saying, guys, people out here, man, listen, when I tell you roll solo, stay to yourself and avoid people as much as you can, you got to understand that that's the way to go. You got to understand that that's the way to go, man. Because what I'm trying to teach you guys is what's going on here. When I do these type of videos, guys, nobody's going to do video breakdowns like this. Nobody. Nobody's going to go into the history. Nobody's going to go into photos, the mindset of someone who's on drugs. No one's going to break down family dynamics like me. Other influencers, they focus on dumb stuff like telling you that, oh, this is a blood sacrifice, the industry, the Illuminati, and they just focus on stupid stuff that has nothing to do with a story. I'm trying to educate and teach people so that when you walk away, if you got family members that are on drugs, you understand that their vices and their issues is very, very addictive. My mother was on drugs. She overcame drugs when I was 13 years old, and she got cleaned up, gave her life to the Lord, and she eventually died of cancer, you know. So I know what families deal with when they have family members that are on drugs. I know what they deal with. And I try to make people understand. It's not about defending them. It's about understanding them. You know, look at the troll again. I mean, think about that, guys. What you're witnessing in the live chat is a real life demon. A person that is spending their time watching me. That's a negative energy, guys. Like literally, negative energy. That's a demon. And they just crying out for attention. That's how those disembodied spirits are. That's a disembodied spirit. A lot of times, if you want to know, guys, if demons are real, that is a real life demon. You understand? That's a real life demon that got nothing to do, guys. So, and this is why I roll solo. This is why I stay away from people as much as I can, because a lot of people are literally on demon time and don't know how to live their life without tagging on to yours. It's like they try to leech off your energy. And that's what they do. Because I can block them and they just come right on back. And that's how weirdos are in the streets. You can ignore someone. You could be in the shopping center ignoring someone and they will follow you around, trying their best to provoke you. And then you get in your car and you driving on the highway or whatever. They'll be driving behind you, following you, tailgating you. That's why I said, when you got people doing that type of stuff, pull over to the side. A lot of times people follow you to your home. A lot of times you got weird people, guys, with demons, and they'll see you in the store and they just don't like you. And it could be a killer, a weirdo, a pervert, a lunatic. And if you notice the person's car is following you everywhere, you got to sometimes drive, like I said, pull over to the side, let them go. And then you proceed and go a different route, because those be demons and they follow you. They literally will follow you all the way to your home. You see? And it's just crazy. So let's get back to the story. Let the troll just continue to just waste their time, guys. Like I said, people are weird. So let me get back to that article, because I want to do more on the story about this situation. So let's see what we got. Okay. So it says, quote, It forced me to have to see more clearly and understand more deeply what Nick had gone through, Mr. REINER said in a joint interview with his son on Build YouTube live interview series. So we're going to have to review that. We're going to have to review that. We're going to have to review that video as well, do a breakdown of that. Let me do this real quick. Let me do this real fast. Hold on. Let me see. Let me open this page. I don't know where it's going to take me, so let me do this. Oh, it's going to YouTube.
If they say you only have a year to live, do it sober.
Let me see. Oh, so this is the, why this thing is not working. That's weird. Give me a minute. I'm trying to figure out why this thing is not working. Trying to find this video. It's like I found the video. Oh, that's some series. REINER Nick on being Charlie. So I guess it's a whole series of what he went through. I don't know what's going on with this thing. This thing is bugging out. That troll's still there. And again, guys, as you come into the building, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. I'll look at that another time. So I guess the father is basically saying, guys, and if guys, if you like the commentary, if you like my commentary, if you like the style of the videos, again, be sure to hit the like button. We need your support, guys. And ignore the distractions as much as you can. If a moderator see a troll, they'll just pretty much pack them up. Because again, we live in a world where people are losing it. And they come to social media to latch on to energies that are positive. When you're a positive individual like myself, it attracts a lot of negative people to try to come around to harvest off of your energy. And they just keep doing it over and over and over and over because they want you to focus on negativity rather than being positive. So I'm going to focus on the content, and you guys can just enjoy the show. And, you know, the moderators just do what they got to do when they can to deal with these demons in the chat. So the father says, it forced me to see more clearly and understand more deeply what Nick had gone through, Mr. REINER said in a joint interview with his son on Build YouTube's interview series in 2016. And I think it forced him to see things that I had experienced during this process. So I guess it was like a father-son, interaction on understanding the vices of his son's struggles, if that makes sense, right? But the truth is, it didn't really solve anything, because based on the news, it looks like the son took out the father and the mother, you know? And you would have thought that they would have learned something from this, but no. When a son takes out his mom and his dad, that's a serious thing, man. It's one thing to see them grow old and you bury them because they died of natural causes. But when you're a son and you kill your parents, that's a one-way ticket to the lake, bro. Like, there's no way around that, you know? So it says, it definitely brought us closer together, Mr. REINER said. Now, it's interesting how he said that, but his son killed him. You be thinking that you and your family are close, but do you really believe that? Are you really close? I don't know. I really don't know, man. Let me see. So it goes on and it says, in the interview, Nick REINER spoke of his childhood relationship with his father. We didn't bond a lot, he said, adding that working on the film with his father made him feel closer to him. So again, we're dealing with childhood trauma. And a lot of times you have grown men, even till this day, grown women that deal with childhood trauma due to the fact that they never really bonded with their parents. And you would think that as an adult, you would overcome these issues, but a lot of times we don't. You have a lot of people till this day, they're mad with their mother, mad with their father, bitter, angry, and they can't seem to live. They can't, because they're constantly thinking about, you know, the relationships they never had. And sometimes they fail in their own personal life due to they didn't get the tools necessary. You know, sometimes a lady can feel like a failed mother, or a father can feel like a failure because he didn't have the necessary tools or whatever from his father, and he feel like he can't do it no more. Then he give up on life, you know? So it's crazy because Mr. REINER thought that these issues brought him closer to his son, but it looked like the son was on demon time. So it goes on and it says, at the time the film was released, Nick REINER said he had been back home in Los Angeles and was staying clean. Wow. You see that? That's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Let me see if I could put this stuff on the screen so that you guys can pretty much see it too. I didn't want to really do that, but I'll just put a little bit of it on the screen so you guys can see a little bit of the stuff that I'm reading. It's like I'm trying to sort this thing, so you gotta bear with me. It's really tough, guys. It's really, really tough. I know a lot of you have family and you deal with your own personal issues. Hopefully through these videos, it can encourage you in your dark hours. I go through mine. I got my own struggles. I deal with a lot of things, guys, that a lot of you just don't know. I deal with a lot of things, guys. And I try to do my videos. I try to encourage other people. And a lot of times I don't get none of that back. Like, I don't get none of that energy back. And it's like I'm giving all of mine to help others. And a lot of times I don't get nothing but hate back from people. And it really is, it's really draining. It really is. It really makes you, makes you want to cry. Like, seriously. Because a lot of people struggle, a lot of people go through, and sometimes some of you come to my platform and just to get a word, you know, hopefully something that can get you through the day. And I'm gonna try to do more content that focus on issues with family, remaining peaceful, stuff like that. Because like I said, I go through what I go through. None of you know. Because it's hard to talk about issues, guys. Personal issues, things you face. It's very difficult to talk about those issues, especially publicly, because a lot of times people are just waiting for you to die. They're waiting for you to fall. And like me personally, I don't really have anybody to talk to be honest with you. You know, there's some brothers that I communicate with behind the scenes. Hopefully we can have that kind of relationship. And I mean that sincerely, because, and you know, it's kind of weird, like you guys can't see it because I'm off camera, but me saying that, like I mean that, because I don't have those relationships. I really don't. I don't have those kind of relationships where I could talk to people about real issues, because it's like we live in a day where you can't trust nobody. And you try to open yourself up and communicate and talk about things, maybe things you're going through, or, you know, just some real stuff. It's like we don't have those kind of relationships, and it's like you're alone. And it's just really bad, man. it's just really, really bad how in today's time you can't even go to your family. That was the people you used to be able to go to. You used to be able to go to your family and talk about anything. I saw a post the other day from brother what's his brother Donnie, I believe his brother Donnie 908, the brother that I had the issue the other day with, and you know, he apologized and I came on air and I accepted his apology, and we just kind of cleared the air. You know, I don't got no issues with that man, but I seen a post. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if he still got it up, but I think that post will, hopefully it's still up, guys. That would definitely help a lot of people. Let me see if I can find that. Let me see. I don't know if he still got it up. Let me see. I don't know if this is it. I don't know if he took it down. I think this is the post here. Yeah, I think this is the post. I saw this post the other day, and it really got me. And my apologies to the brother, because I don't really comment on people's stuff, but I watch it in the clouds. So that's why I'm talking about it in the video here. Let me put it on the screen. I'll get to the text that's on the screen in a minute, guys. And I hope everybody's having a blessed day at work, lunch. If you're on the road driving, be sure to hit the like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're going to get back to the story in a minute. I just want to kind of cover other things, because again, a lot of people are going through a lot of issues. So I think this is the post here. Oh, snap. Wrong. I thought that was the editor. Give me a minute. Okay, so this is, let me take this off. So this is the post that Mr. Donnie 908 posted on his channel 3 days ago. It says, once the grandmas leave the family once grandmas leave the family is never the same. Sometimes I wish my grandma was still here. The only woman that ever loved me or cared about me. The one person that if I got confused on a situation, I could always go to her. Family nowadays is fake and selfish and only focus on themselves and what they got going on. But let somebody pass away, and now they want to hit people up. Shaking my head. When I tell you that those words, man, those words are true. Ever since my grandma and my mama passed, bro, it's like I don't even communicate with my family no more, bro. Like, real talk, I don't even communicate with them. It's not the same no more, man. It's like grandma and mama held up the family, man. Kept everybody in line. And you would think that we would be saying that about the fathers and the uncles and all of them, but it's really about the grandmas and the mamas. They the ones that kept everybody on point. And I saw this guy's post, and it's true, man. Like, you could go to grandma and chop it up, talk about stuff, and you could be a grown man and sit down with your grandmas and just kind of just talk. And she would give you wisdom, encourage you, and help you to get back out there and do what you need to do, man. And it's just, ever since they left the world, man, it haven't been the same no more, man. It's just like a dark place, a lonely world, man. And it's just sick. But I wanted y'all to see that particular post, because I know that it would definitely help you out. Family can really be fake, man. Very, very fake. And that's why when we look at this situation with the REINERs, on the surface level, it can look like, wow, they're successful. They got all this money. It don't mean nothing, man. A lot of times all that money don't mean nothing, man. The family just don't get along. Family don't get along at all, man. And, you know, shout out to everybody in the show, everybody coming through. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Again, these trolls just keep coming up, popping up, doing whatever. It's weird. But yeah, let me get back to this. So I was reading this section here where it talks about how in the interview, Nick Reiner spoke of his childhood relationship with his father. We didn't bond a lot, he said, adding that working on the film with his father had made him feel closer to him. At the time the film was released, Nick Reiner said he had been back home in Los Angeles and was staying clean. So he was trying to stay clean. It says, now I've been home for a really long time, and I've sort of gotten acclimated back to being in LA and being around my family, he told People magazine. But there was a lot of dark years there. So it's like you're dealing with somebody, guys, that he's talking about them to People magazine. He might be doing interviews, but he still got these issues, man. The issues are still there. Rob Reiner had expressed hopes of working with his son again, although Nick Reiner has not compiled any further screenwriting credits. Quote, anytime I would get an opportunity to work with him, I would do it, but I do understand him wanting to forge his own way, the director said of his son in a 2016 interview with NPR. I do know what that's about. I went through it, and he's brilliant and talented, and he's going to figure out his path. Well, I don't think that's going to happen now. You know, I don't think that's going to happen now. You see, I guess he figured, well, his son wanted to find his own way. You know how it is as a man. You're on your path, and you want your dad to be proud. You want to do your own thing, but sometimes it's a bumpy road, and you need help, man. You need help. You need a boost. But maybe drugs got the best of him, and he fell back. Sometimes that's guys, let me tell you something, man. Sometimes people go back to drugs because they gave up. They struggling inside. They trying so hard, and it's just not working. So they say, you know what, man? Let me just go back and do what I do. And that's what happens, man. That's what happens a lot. Oh, snap. Let me see. Hold on. Wait a minute. I forgot to read a super chat. Miss Vernica. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me see. Viewer activity. Okay, I got your super chat here. YouTube has a feature that when you super chat, it puts it in a little box in case you forgot it. So shout out to Miss Vernica for this $10 support. Says, I feel you. These people are unforgiving and hypocrites. Like, I guess like in the Bible says, to honor thy mother and thy father, thy parents should be held accountable too. I lost my car to a jackass driver too. Yeah, it happens, man. And like I said, we don't know what the parents did, guys. This is something that is very personal. This tragedy is personal. It's personal family business. And the son allegedly must have felt that taking out his parents was justice. And I'm not here to defend him. I'm trying to talk about the story, guys, so we can put the pieces together. So you got to understand context. We don't know what was the motive. What was the motive? Why would a son take out his mom and dad? Why the other siblings are not like him? Do you understand? We got to know these things and understand it. And that will help us better understand our own lives and the things we go through with our family, friends, and so forth. Because people do stuff like this. And it's a lot of times you would think, oh, they needed money. And it could be personal. It could be something different. It could have been that you don't show me no love. It could have been a love-hate relationship. It could have been some nasty things that was said. And it just sent them over the edge, man. You know? Yeah. So the article goes on and says Nick Reiner's most recent public appearance alongside his father was in September, when the director was photographed with his family on the red carpet for the premiere of Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues. Let me see if there's any more updates with this. Okay, this is 9 minutes ago. No, that's the same update. Yeah. Because I actually saw this story come down the timeline last night. You know, I was up like around early in the morning, like around 2, 3 a.m. And I saw this story. You know, it was trending. And nobody was really talking about it. And I could have went live last night, but it was kind of late. You know? But it's crazy, man. Family can be cruel, bro. Family can really, really be cruel, bro. Let me see. Dr. Mad said, kind of weird that I was watching All in the Family shortly after he passed. Literally had no idea he was in the show prior to watching, even after finding out about his passing. You know what's so crazy about your comment is that when Kobe Bryant died and his daughter, I was watching nothing but highlights of Kobe. Now, I'm a Jordan fan, always been, always will be. At the same time, I was always wondering why, you know, Kobe. I was kind of waiting for Kobe to get into the inducted into the Hall of Fame, not the Hall of Fame. No, is that what it is called when you when the basketball players? You know what I mean? I think that's what it is. When they get inducted into that. I think that's what it's called. Because, you know, Jordan, all the greats, everybody had their time. And I wanted to see Kobe. I was like, because, you know, he already got out of the NBA and all that other stuff. So I was watching nothing but highlights, guys. When I tell you I was studying everything, I found out while watching all the highlights that Kobe Bryant spoke multiple languages. I didn't even know the man spoke Italian. I didn't even know that. I seen this man in videos speaking Italian fluently. Like he was speaking Italian better than Italians. I'm like, whoa, I can't believe it. I thought it was some sort of like editing, like somebody edit the videos. I thought it was fake, but it was real. He spoke Spanish, he spoke Italian, he spoke a couple of other languages. And but mainly I learned a lot about Kobe, that he was raised, I think, if my memory served me correct, that he was in Italy. You know, like the family brought him down and he lived and he learned the languages and all this other stuff. So I never knew that. I never knew these things about Kobe. And I was watching all his game highlights and I was like, I was just binge watching all his videos. And then in the process of binge watching all his videos, the next video that came down the timeline was Kobe Bryant and his daughter is dead in a helicopter crash. And I just literally was like, what? What? I knew about it before everybody, man. It just came down the timeline. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? I was just watching all of his videos. I couldn't believe it. So sometimes, you know, you watching videos, you binge watching, that mean that the person passing away, man. You know? So he did live in Italy, right? Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I was actually impressed, man. Like very, very impressed, because not only is he a talented ball player, basketball player, but to learn another language and you know, lived in Italy and stuff. So you said he was born in Philadelphia, and I think the family had moved him to Italy. Yeah. And that's a good experience because, like I said, he learned another language. And obviously, you got to learn the language if you're living in Italy. You know what I mean? You just can't be out there and you don't know the language. But it's very good to learn and grow. I didn't know the man was like that. But it was sad because I watched probably 50 videos back to back. I binge watched all his videos. I was just absorbing all of the highlights. And I'm like, why am I watching all these videos for? Like, you know, so it's crazy, man. So at Dr. Mad, by you watching that show, it could have been that you could have been in the same thing I was in, where you was watching the show and then you got the news. And it's like, wow. What are the odds of that? Because I ain't watched that show in years. And then I grew up on that as a kid. You know, I was born in 1977. I'm 48. So I was raised on all the classics, all the classic sitcoms, all the classic shows, all the family shows. I was raised up on all of that stuff. I think that's why I am the way I am. You know, like the new generation today, I don't know what's wrong with them, but they don't have no morals or values or anything in today's day. I believe that I was raised in a time where we had shows and television that taught us how to live and do the right thing, stay out of trouble. And it was very helpful. A lot of those shows, it made us laugh, but it also made us respect our elders and stuff and do the right thing, you know? So yeah, it can be wild, man. It's absolutely crazy. But let me see what else we got, because I'm gonna kind of wrap up the show. I'll probably talk more about this later on, talk about other topics. I just wanted to cover the story. I got to take care of some business. Yeah, I'm going to probably just come back later on with more updates on what's going on. Yeah, in regards to the troll that just keep showing up in the live chat, that's an illness, guys. That's why I try my best to stay away from people. I try to talk to my family about, you know, building, avoiding people as much as you can, because this life is really scary at times. And like I said, ever since grandma and my mama died, this world has never been the same, man. It's like you're here, you're living, and it's like, why do people have to suffer and go through so much? And sometimes your answer could be right around the corner. Other people, that's why I always say relationships are important. Relationships is more important than money, because the relationship can open those doors. It can open doors of opportunity. And that's why I try to give back, even though I got my own issues. You know, like I said, guys, I go through things. People look at me as a content creator and they think I don't have no problems. They think I'm perfect. They think everything is great all the time and I'm just having a ball. You don't know what I go through. You don't know the days I cry. You don't know the times I'm down. You don't know the days that I'm needing a word of encouragement. You don't know what I deal with. Just like I don't know what you deal with. I just don't like the fact that when I do content, people think everything is flawless all the time. Like, I just can't stand that, man. I don't know what gives these people this perception of me. I don't know why. But it be like that with a lot of people. So sometimes you look at the REINERs and you figure they got money and you think everything is good. No, it's not. You can have money and things are not good. You can have no money and things are good or somewhat good. But just because you're a multimillionaire, it doesn't necessarily mean everybody in the family get along. You know? And it's just sad, man. That's why I tried to make y'all understand how people are when they're on drugs. You know? That's why I try to talk about people that deal with drug issues, not to condone it, not to encourage what they're doing or defend them. I try to make you understand that people go through things, whether it's alcohol abuse, drug abuse, and things like that. What I don't like is when someone use their addictions to blame people. I don't like when people do that, right? Don't use your addictions to blame people. What I try to get people to do is to understand not to look down on people, not to encourage their addictions or look down on them, but to understand where they are, why they do what they do. And hopefully if you can help them, help them. If they don't want to receive the help, then that's on them. You know, but don't look down on people if you're not trying to help them. It don't make no sense. If you're not going to help nobody, stop trying to down them. Because you're not walking in their shoes, so you don't know the struggle. I had to see my mom use drugs while I was a kid. I watched her do it. You know? I seen her had company over the house. And, you know, you have all these people using drugs in the house, and I'm a kid, and I'm watching this. So I know what this is like. And she was a great mom. Very loving, very kind, but she had her issues. I'm just thankful that she was able to overcome drugs when I was around 13 years old. She overcame because it was an on and off struggle. And I talk about these things publicly in hopes that people will learn from it, grow. Maybe there's people out there that can relate. And, you know, it can help you through your dark hour. Because I know when I go through things, I need help. And like I said, it's the world we're in. It's a place where people want to see you fail. And it's really stressful at times. I never known how much people want to see a person fall. And that's why I got to make more videos in regards to the church and how, and this is my personal belief, you know, that, you know, it doesn't change what you believe if you're a Bible believer. But my personal experience with church people is that they're the worst. And they're the most hateful, the most unloving people on the earth. And it really makes me question God. It makes me question the Bible. It makes me question everything, because I've never seen a people that claim they have a belief in God and they never show any love. It's like, what is this? Is this even real? Because it's like, I'm the one showing the love, and the people that claim they follow in God, they have zero love in their heart. It's just pure evil and hate. And I'm like, there's no way that these folks could be following God. And you know, a lot of your family claim they follow God and they don't support you. They don't love you. You know how that feels? Not to be loved by your own family? And a lot of you feel that way. And sometimes people come to these videos and it's sort of like a place where you feel a connection with people that share in those situations, and you feel a sense of belonging. And I try to keep it authentic and real. That's why my content is real. It's not fake like other people that gaslight you and play these little mind games and try to seduce people in and do crafty things. Everything that I talk about is real experiences in real life, you know? And like I said, a lot of people want to see you fall. And this is why it's good to have people in your life that you could trust, that you could talk to, because sometimes we got all these issues bottled up and we don't have no one to talk to. No one. And you feel alone. A lot of times when I do my videos, it's therapy for me. When you see me doing my content and I'm talking and I veer off into other aspects of different things, sometimes I'm speaking to myself, trying to encourage myself, you know? Because I don't got nobody to encourage me. I don't got nobody I could call. A lot of y'all love my content. Oh, Ringo, I rock with you. Fam, I don't got nobody to talk to. You understand that? When I go through things, I don't got nobody I could just say, hey, bro, hey, man. Because I don't know what that person going to think about me. And a lot of you have those type of thoughts where it's like, you can't talk to nobody because you don't want them to judge you. You don't want them to look down on you. Because people think highly of you and they think you got everything going on and everything is just great. And you don't know what people going through, man. I keep telling y'all that. That's why I keep telling people, stop looking at me like I'm this, man, listen, man. You just gotta just stop, man. Like, you know, if you rock with the videos, hey, support the work. But stop, don't put me on no pedestal, man. I'm trying my best to maintain, trying my best to do what I need to do in this world. But I tell you, man, you don't know what people go through. You do not know what people go through. I be doing my best trying to encourage people, trying to keep people spirits right, give them advice. And at the end of the day, man, it's only a few brothers that might hit me up behind the scenes and give me a word and see how I'm doing. And hey, bro, I appreciate all those messages, man. Like, for real, I really do appreciate those messages. Y'all know who y'all are. But I tell you, you don't know what I deal with. You don't know. And I can't talk about those issues because a lot of times people, they want you to die and it gives them pleasure to hear this and hear that. And it gives them great pleasure. There's people out there that want to see you fall. They want to see you suffer. And it's sick. It's very sick. And it's like, you got to understand what people go through. So more news is going to come out in regards to the REINER's situation, why the son allegedly took out his parents. But I tell you, it had a lot to do with their relationship, man. The relationship was not there. Some hurtful things was said. And it sent him over the edge. He felt abandoned, neglected. And when you feel that feeling, man, it crushes you. It really do. You know? That's why I always tell you guys, if you got your parents, show them love, say what's up. It's really tough, man. It's really tough to walk in the shoes of people that go through things and they suffer in silence and you don't know. You don't know what they're going through. It's a weird feeling, man. That's why family is so important. Because you should be able to go to your family and cry and talk about all your issues and pour out. And they should be there to comfort you and lift you up, lift your spirit up. Sometimes if we learn how to do that, man, we could avoid tragedy. We could avoid people taking others out or taking themselves out. There's a lot of people during these times, they got a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, depression, all sorts of issues. And they don't get no support, no help, nothing. And they're just going through. And you have no clue. A lot of your families, a lot of you that are viewing are dealing with these type of issues. You go to work every day and you put a smile on your face and everybody think you're happy. And deep down inside, you're not happy. You're not. You're not. You got a lot of things that's going on. Some people dealing with loneliness, no relationships, no friends. no family, no support, and you're human at the end of the day. You're still human. And sometimes you just hit that bottom place, that dark place where nothing matters no more. You know? It's a horrible place to be in, man. Horrible place. It's really, really bad, man. Really, really bad. So I'm gonna get up on out of here, guys. Come back later on, more content. I got a lot of things that I gotta do. Was talking with my family last night. Some things I gotta take care of. And yeah. So hope everybody have a blessed day. Hope everybody's safe. Be at peace. If you gotta cry, cry. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's the only thing you can do to ease the pain. You know? But this story here is a tragic story because it involves family. This is not no blood sacrifice or any goofy stuff or any dumb stuff. This is a family situation of a son, an estranged son, and his parents, and something went wrong along the way. I don't know what happened. That's why we're having the conversation. So we're going to get up on out of here, guys. Y'all take care. Have a blessed one. And I'll be on later on when I get some more information about this. And I'm going to upload some videos, talk about some different topics and different things. It's a lot going on. You know, so y'all stay safe. Ringo TV Reactions salute you. Y'all take care. Peace and blessings to everybody in the chat. I'm out of here. Y'all take care. Peace. We out.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth, 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.